Good afternoon, YouTube. It's 12:08 p.m. here on the Northern California Pacific Standard Time on August 23rd, 2012. You're looking at a map of an area that is a powder keg ready to explode. I made a video. A lot of people have been reporting having audio problems with, you can see I make a lot of videos. A lot of people have been having audio problems with YouTube. I made a video about several different things, and these are things that I heard from God. You can go back through my dream playlist and prophecy playlist, and from just January, 50% of them have came true, and the other 50% are in the process of coming true. And these are things God had been telling me since 2009. This particular video right here, God told me that school universities, in other words, ones that are funded by the state, and I'm going to post an amazing thing that the media did yesterday that will really open your eyes to what we're up against. This is a picture, if you watch this video, this is a picture of these tanks heading towards Sinai. Did you see that clip? See, it's the same. See how there's no audio? Well, I go on to upload a video and attach it to there, how there's an error, watch, that there's no audio. And this is the only video that's ever done that. See that error? It says we do not recognize the audio format. So it played the video, and so I figured, you know what, we're going to go right back and just explain the prophecy. I talked about a lot of things. You can go through the video now and look at the map that I do, and then understand the entire video, and then use this audio, because God wins 100%. Schools are in trouble and in jeopardy. I specifically saw a major school shooting on a university that was funded with state funds. We should pray for that not to happen. As of 8/23/2012, we should pray for that not to happen. I also saw a pandemic. Not just, 26 people dead in Texas was a horrible thing. This thing was spreading from state to state to state to slowly to the entire world through viruses and plagues and outbreaks. And I explained how it's all written and prophesied in Matthew 24. I saw political government corruption. I saw earthquakes. You notice how I don't even have my earthquake maps open, because I already know there's going to be earthquakes. I'm not even monitoring them today. I saw World War III begin, and I saw fires of unprecedented proportion, and I saw violence. I saw many things. And if you just go through this video on August 22nd, called Prophecies Fulfilled, you will see that a lot of those things have been fulfilled. I've talked about Stockton going bankrupt. They are. I've talked about the crime rate increasing, and a lot of people mocked me in April. Well, the city of Stockton just ran a public meeting yesterday. There is so many people being killed in Stockton, and they have no money, that they're asking the public, what can we do? And it's looking like federal intervention and martial law. They just set a record, and they have 3.5 more months to go, and they have no money. So, you can mock me all you want, and I know some people do. They'll click thumbs down on a testimony of how someone saved their life when they should have been dead. To me, that's just evil. So, yeah, there is going to be martial law. I mean, it's being talked about right now. The mayor and the chief of police in Stockton, they have no other options. They're out of options. Someone will be murdered in Stockton by the time we hit 6 o'clock. That's just, you can just set your clock by the murders in Stockton. They tried the guard. Look at the how many homicides they've had. They've tried the guardian angels. So here is look, the militia plans to take over Stockton. Well, how many people know that that's going to go bad? So enough on that story. Let's go to the plagues and outbreaks. Let me show you this. Cholera. I'm going to tell you some outbreaks. Cholera, hantavirus, swine flu, bird flu, avionic flu, mad cow disease, E. coli, Ebola. I mean, I could go on and on. Some of them are brand new strains, and everybody remember this term: strategic national stockpile. Strategic national stockpile. It's not classified. You could type it in here and find that they exist. So let's just look at outbreaks. This is what I was doing. Let's look at outbreaks. Cantaloupes, Salmonella, West Nile, they're calling it the 2012 West Nile. You got H3N2, a variant. You have Ebola in Uganda. You have ground beef. You have live poultry. And it can really go on and on. That's just partial. There's a hantavirus, Hunta outbreak. I'm showing they're not showing you everything. There's cholera. So it's just prophecy fulfilled. And you know what you will find on here? Where's the outbreak section? You know what you will find on this website is that they are working closer and closer with FBI. They're basically, where I was looking under the outbreak section, but let me just show you something real quick on this section. I do a lot of reading. If you read on this page, you can see that they're monitoring the weather and natural disasters, bioterrorism, chemical emergencies, radiations, mass casualties, recent outbreaks. But what you're going to find is that the whole government, it's just become one big, I mean, look at West Nile. They're talking about the weather and fires. Now, do you understand that? But let me show you something. They claim to be protecting us, but the last update on here is from June, I believe, right? So what about July and August? When are they going to update the, here's a 2012 one. They're monitoring storms. What I want you to see is the government coming together with all agencies. And I just find that suspicious. What does the Center for Disease Control have to do with fires? What do they have to do? See, I'm just a watcher. What do they have to do with tornadoes and storms? All that's coming. But what you're going to find out is that they're working with the CIA and the FBI and the U.S. Marshals Service. Look into it. It's not classified. It's all, if you can find it on the internet through a quick web search, I mean like terrorism, then surveillance. It's time to open your eyes, saints. The end of all things is at hand. So let me just show you about schools, because I heard the word schools, and I showed a couple of school stories. 15 people went on here's another school story today, but the one, they canceled their event because they're dressed as gang members. They're pushing baby. Here's another infection of contaminated tattoo ink. Do you see that? Just giving you the audio. You can look at the other one. Oh, Anaheim. Great. That's where I'm going 7 days from today. Going to Anaheim. Looks like I'm about ready to step into it. I'm just showing you what God shows me. Schools are canceling events. You can't even have an event at school anymore. And it's weird is that the things I'm seeing, like if you go back to that video, you'll find out that as you watch the video that doesn't have any audio, you're going to find out that the apartment that had that mass shootout where you see all the Sacramento County Sheriff cars and then you'll see caution tape, and you're watching this, you're thinking, what is he trying to show me? There's no audio. I'm showing you people being gunned down hourly here in Northern California, and it always relates to me, like me wearing the Rappahannock shirt and then the Rappahannock doing the shooting. Over here in the Persian Gulf, I was in the Persian Gulf. That shooting where you saw those gunned down, well, I lived in those apartments, and then I moved my mother into those apartments, and then I moved out of those apartments, and now she's went home to be with the Lord. It's odd how I don't know if odd's the right word, but God is showing me things, and nobody can, until they disprove me, which will never happen if I hear from God, because God is never wrong. Because I see all these prophets, seers, and this, look, this isn't magic, this isn't psychic, this is a man hearing from God. So remember that. What can we do about it? You say, okay, oh, you heard from God, what can we do about it? We can pray for Israel. We just finished a 3-day fast and pray for Israel. Look, Egypt is moving tanks into the Sinai border. I just want you to look at this. Iran is not only about ready to go nuclear, they're also building a $300 million anti-aircraft tank battery. Turkey, I talked about bombings. They just had a big explosion bombing there. Syria, basically, just so you can follow along with the other video and it'll make sense now. Praise the Lord. Syria is in almost Damascus is almost a ruinous heap. It's a civil war that's blown out of control. And you know who has told us we can't do anything? Is Russia. It's Russia. Russia got together with China and they said, you stay out. And over here in Afghanistan, I don't know if you know this or not, Obama promised to bring those boys home, bring the troops home. And he was elected on a lot of things that he hasn't kept his word on. And now he wants your vote again in November at any cost, including spending, allegedly, according to the report I read, I can't verify it, but I read it in a report, $500,000 of stimulus package money on negative ads against Romney. He spent, hear me now, he spent $500,000 of federal stimulus money to run ads. It's almost like win at all costs to give me 4 more years, and his campaign is forward. Well, tell me how, in what area has the United States moved forward since we elected him in 2008 when he said, I pray to Jesus every night? If he prayed to Jesus every night, he'd read the Bible that Jesus authored that says they're going to attack Israel. And that Russia and China would be involved, as well as all of these nations. That's why you see me on the other thing doing this. Well, they are. Egypt wants to make Jerusalem, just follow the bouncing ball. I'll move in even closer if I have to. Egypt has tanks here. They want to make Jerusalem their capital. Iran has ordered their destruction. Turkey flew over here and got a jet shot down and everybody forgot about it. Russia and China are now calling the shots. In fact, China just launched an aircraft carrier as Russia, is somebody hearing me? As Russia to the north is floating not only aircraft, there's talks of their troops have infiltrated our borders, and but they've flown attack nuclear subs into our waterways. And what is our government doing about it? Nothing. And so who are that? Matter of fact, they've now threatened us. They've threatened 2 people. All of these, the Muslim Brotherhood and all of these areas you see, Iran and China and Russia, they've all threatened what? The West. And who? Israel. They want the destruction. Here's Jerusalem. Egypt wants to make Jerusalem their capital, and Iran, working together with Iraq and Hezbollah, they want to destroy it. We are running out of time, people. This is a wake-up call. Read Matthew 24 and then go look at everything I just listed. Watch for schools and outbreaks. Amen.